chair situation here.
Okay. All right, I will start with roll call. I have myself, Annie Kathy, Andrew Chorney, Bryce Christensen, Carrie Powers, Cindy Farr, Jason Anthony, Jen Kirscher, Kyla Leonards, Melissa Fisher, Cindy Kennedy, Violet Plummer, Leidy Wagner, Martin Kidston, MCAT. In the room, we have Commissioners Vero and Schmeyer, Brian West, Allison France. Sorry, Chris Lounsbury.
Whoever I am.
Sorry, Chris Lounsbury, and myself, Annie Caffey. Did I miss anybody out there? Okay, Juan, I'm gonna let you take it away.
Okay, is there any public comment on items not on the agenda?
Good job, all Missoula County staff for the great work on the Bear Tracks Bridge celebration yesterday. It was quite the event.
Incredible.
Oh, can't wait to see more photos and hear more. What struck you the most?
I would say the start of the procession with all of them in their regalia and the drums and everything was, yeah.
Yeah, Martin. Oh. No, well done, Dave, for spearheading.
Great team effort.
Okay, we have 8 consent agenda items.
Appears we're ending the wildfire emergency, among other things.
And COVID.
We're ending
And
a lot
flooding.
of things. Flooding, fires, and plagues, pestilence, and all covered in this one.
So,
Is there anything that needs to be pulled out specifically, or do you want to talk about it? Yeah, Dave.
yeah, the one question I have for maybe you, Chris. So, what's the trigger for ending the COVID-19 public health emergency proclamation?
Yeah, so in this case, because the federal declaration is waning and the state declaration has already waned, it's time for us to end ours. You'll recall that the primary reason we declared a separate local state of emergency was to be able to directly access funds for the non-congregate shelter that we were able to provide at the Sleepy Inn, so that we could directly access federal resources without the state having to be in the approval chain for that particular one. So now that non-congregate shelter is over, vaccinations are widely available, and federal resources are no longer tied to those emergency declarations. That was the reason for the move.
Okay, thanks. Well, I'd move that we approve the consent agenda.
Second, any further discussion? Comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Cindy Kennedy, you have the first one. Lolo, our SID.
Good morning. Sorry, I just lost the item. Okay, so I am requesting that the board approve a loan agreement for a homeowner in Lolo to cover the cost of a needed water line repair. Right now, it's in the amount of $3,618.80. That is subject to change once the work is done. And this is per the Water Wastewater RSID Revolving Loan Program Resolution 2022-081. And just a reminder, these are deferred loans. It's a simple 1% interest. The homeowner, sometimes they'll pay these back a little at a time, but sometimes they don't. And so, yeah, this is just another opportunity to support a low-income household in Lolo with needed water line repairs. Are there any other questions?
I don't have any, no.
No, sounds good. I would move that we approve the loan agreement.
Second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Glad we can do this. I'm glad this
Yes,
can be done.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Cindy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cindy Farr.
Hi, everybody. First, I'm going to apologize for not having any video. I'm actually calling in on my phone as I had to step out of another meeting. So this task order is between DPHHS and the health department to provide, it's called the Workforce Supplemental Task Order, but it's actually providing ongoing funding for our public information officer.
How do you feel about the public
Okay.
information officer?
I have no questions, so I would move that we authorize the chair to sign the task order.
Second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you so much, Cindy.
Thank you.
Here.
And Jen Kirscher with another task order.
Yes, good morning. My team seems to be freezing when I turn on my video, so I'm going to try to get through it without. But I'm here to request board approve the chair and the chair sign the task order between DPHHS and the Missoula City County Health Department for the Maternal Child Health Block Grant. The compensation is $114,454 from October 22 through the end of September 2023. And this task order enables us to provide our maternal child health services to pregnant and postpartum women and families with children in Missoula County, as well as our FICMR, which stands for Fetal Infant Child Mortality Review Team. Happy to take any questions.
No, it's critical, important work. So thank you.
Yeah.
All right. No questions from me. I would move that we authorize the chair to sign the task order.
Second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you. And I'm up again, I think.
Yes.
All right, the next one is to request the board approve and the chair sign the First Amendment to the Nurse Family Partnership Implementation Agreement. This was last renewed in 2018, and this agreement is between the NFP National Service Office and the Health Department, and it allows us to implement and use the Nurse Family Partnership model for home visiting for a 3-year time period. The evidence-based Nurse Family Partnership Program is a home visiting model that yields certain benefits for low-income first-time mothers and children.
And when it says that this amendment no longer allows perpetual, like our auto renewal, that's just new laws from the state or?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, we heard about this earlier in the week or last week. So I would move that we authorize the chair to sign the First Amendment.
Second, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
You too. Okay, Bryce, Christians,
Morning.
good morning.
Yeah, so I have 2 items. The first one I'm excited to have before you guys this morning, which is the operations agreement between Missoula Conservation District and Missoula County for the operation of their space within the Rocky Mountain Gardens and Exploration Center. I think in January we had the lease agreement with the Butterfly House before you guys. Conservation District's a little different. They're another government entity, so we went through a process to develop an interlocal with them through last winter, and that interlocal called out the need for this document that kind of takes the place of a lot of the clauses and conditions that we had within the lease agreement. So talks about how we're going to be splitting utilities, how they have use of space, where their dedicated space is versus shared space and things of that nature. So this is the last document I think that we'll have before you guys that will kind of outline the relationship between Missoula County and our partners and that building when we move in next year.
Which is in June? Or no, sorry, when?
So we should hopefully have the building handed over to the county by mid-May, and then our plan is to be completing our move in June. Fingers crossed.
Okay, that sounds all good. I would move that we authorize the chair to sign the operations agreement.
Second, any further discussion or comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you have the next one, Grace.
I do, and so this is another collaboration of ours working with the Forest Service and some other partners on the development of a trailer-mounted decon system for fire camps. And this came about because there was some concern that, especially when they're pulling water from a local source, there's no way to decon the foot valves and some of the hoses for the equipment that they're pulling water from to then put out on a fire. And it's not so much a concern of them transporting aquatic invasive species once they're dumping water on a fire, but those foot valves and hoses can be moved from water body to water body really around the country. And so there's a need to have an efficient way to have these decon units on site and deconning that equipment before it gets moved, so we're not moving mud snails or zebra quagga mussels around. So Clean Wakes has a pretty awesome reputation. They've developed a number of different units that help decon boats in particular around Lake Mead. And they're located down there. And the reason we wanted to work with them is because it's very difficult to transport and actually illegal to transport zebra quagga mussels. So we wanted to have an engineer and an outfit in a state that has those so we can effectively test the equipment. But Clean Wakes will be designing, doing all the engineering and scoping documentation for this new unit, and then they'll be providing us with one prototype that we can test out. And then if that works well, I think the Forest Service and BLM are ready to move forward with some significant purchases.
Where are they built? Are they built down there or where?
It will be built in Salt Lake, yeah.
Okay.
Bryce, would this be available for use just in Missoula County or a broader region?
This particular prototype unit, we would probably keep local once we have it, and would be, be able to be utilized by DNRC or CSKT or the Forest Service or whoever. The hope is that once we have proof of concept and have the prototype in hand and can show people how effective it is, that there would be many of these things purchased around the country. So we wouldn't necessarily have to be moving them as much. They would be located in areas that could be dispatched to fires in that area rather than traveling with teams.
So what again would be decontaminated? Because on a large fire incident, you could be talking miles of hose and which in theory could be contaminated if it's utilized, especially if it's utilized somewhere else, which it would be. But
yeah, so where the discussion went around that, because there are so many different components and pieces of equipment, that the most important pieces are the ones that are connecting to water. So it's basically all of the intake hoses and intake foot valves that would be going into a water body that would potentially be infested, or we wouldn't know if it was infested potentially before people were on site trying to draw water and trying to deal with a fire. So it's designed for the particular components of the pumping trucks that would be between the water and the truck, not from the truck out to a fire, because for the most part, the risk is fairly minimal in those conditions because the water is going to be going into a terrestrial system where there's a low likelihood of the species surviving. But there is a potential that, a foot valve could have mussels attached and then quickly be dispatched to another fire in another part of the country that could then reintroduce an aquatic invasive species.
Got it. Okay. Interesting. Well, we'll have to take a look at the unit when it's fabricated.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How much are they hoping that these would cost? Do we have any idea?
The target is that they would stay under $10,000 a piece.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, I would move that we approve the PSA.
Second, all in favor? Any questions or any discussion? Aye.
Aye. Thanks,
Thank you
Bryce.
very much. Yep.
Lady Wagner.
Good morning. All right, I'm here to request approval for two different Big Sky Trust Fund job creation grant contracts. The first one is Thomas, and they are a software and service company for outdoor recreation tour operators. Their grant award is $125,000 total, with $4,600 per job going to the grantee, and they will be creating approximately 25 jobs in Missoula County with a minimum wage of $22.83 per hour. So the request is to sign the contracts that are included in the agenda today, and then the contract with Department of Commerce that will be sent directly from the state via DocuSign.
Thanks. I'm sorry. Did we get briefed on this earlier? I might have just missed it. What is Thomas again?
Thomas
what do
is
they
they provide software, like marketing software and marketing services for outdoor recreation tour companies.
Well, tour
They-
companies. I didn't, okay.
Tour
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I would move that we approve the contracts with Montana Department of Commerce and Thomas.
Second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and DJNA.
Yep. So DJNA is a engineering and surveying company here in Missoula, and they've also been awarded a job creation grant. Their grant total is $110,000 with, again, $4,600 per job going to the grantee. They are hoping to create 22 jobs in Missoula County with a minimum wage of $22.83 a job.
Okay, good to see this coming to fruition. I would move that we approve the contracts with Montana Department of Commerce and DJNA.
Second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Blaine Metz. Oh,
If not, I can cover it.
I don't think
I
he's
don't-
on.
Okay,
Sure.
so I'm
Thanks.
happy to cover it. So commissioners, as you know, we've been working on construction of the new temporary safe outdoor space located next to the detention facility. So this is to purchase the 2 ADA compliant bathrooms that'll be there. Each of these is a 3-unit trailer, with one of the units being ADA compliant. They are basically an encapsulated restroom and shower facility, so that there's privacy and dignity for each of the residents when they're using the facility. They'll be located on what is the southwest or southeast corner, sorry, of the layout of the property, and connected to sewer and water, so that they have sanitary services at that space. So
3 toilets and 3 showers in each.
in each, so a total of 6.
Okay.
For the facility.
Okay. And they're, since they're trailers, they're wheeled in. Are the axles taken off once they're?
They are mobile, but they can be set on a foundation and winterized, which is what will happen in this case. But they'll be able to be moved should in the future they move to a different location or there be a need something else. So.
Okay. All right. Good to see this happening. So I would move that we approve the bill of sale.
Second, any further discussion? Such a catchy
Ready
business name.
Ready to go.
Ready to go,
Oh.
which is what we're working on. Getting ready to go.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Kyla, letters with zoning board of adjustments.
Hi, Commissioners. This is just a little bit of a board adjustment. This is a board that has 3 alternate seats. So because we had a vacancy, Matt Swenson is a regular member and resigned. So this is a motion to move all of the alternates up 1 within that board. So the first alternate, Vanessa Gardner, would move to the regular member seat and be appointed through the end of this year of 2022, and then be reappointed just because of the short time frame between now and the recruitment time, to a new two-year term through December 31st of 2024. And then we would move the second alternate, Connor McMakin, up to also do the same term through December 2022, and then renew to a 2-year term, which would be ending December 31st, 2024. And then we would move the third alternate to the second alternate seat. Again, that is also the same term length from December 2022, and then be renewed January 2023 through December 2024. So it's just a lot of board movement just to make the board adjusting, and so they have a voting member.
And then we advertise for a third alternate.
Yeah, the third alternate will remain vacant just in this interim period until we open recruitment at the end of the month in just 2 short weeks.
Great.
Okay, I would move that we move everyone up per what Kyla just said.
Second, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Thanks so
Thank
much,
you.
Kyla.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like we have anything else, so have a great morning, everyone.
We're headed to Pablo today to meet with the tribes.
Have a safe trip.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.